Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 255 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation where we use female words. This would be September 12th if you're starting at the new year. The truth behind illusions. You will attack what does not satisfy, and thus you will not see you made it up. You always fight illusions. For the truth behind them is so lovely and so still in loving gentleness, were you aware of it, you would forget defensiveness entirely and rush to its embrace. The truth could never be attacked, and this you knew when you made idols. They were made that this might be forgotten. You attack but false ideas, and never truthful ones. All idols are the false ideas you made to fill the gap you think arose between yourself and what is true. And you attack them for the things you think they represent. What lies beyond them cannot be attacked. The wearying, dissatisfying gods you made are blown-up children's toys. A child is frightened when a wooden head springs up as a closed box is opened suddenly, or when a soft and silent woolly bear begins to squeak as she takes hold of it. The rules she made for boxes and for bears have failed her and have broken her control of what surrounds her, and she is afraid because she thought the rules protected her. Now must she learn the boxes and the bears did not deceive her, broke no rules, nor mean her world is made chaotic and unsafe. She was mistaken. She misunderstood what made her safe and thought that it had left. The gap that is not there is filled with toys in countless forms, and each one seems to break the rules you set for it. It never was the thing you thought. It must appear to break your rules for safety, since the rules were wrong. But you are not endangered. You can laugh at popping heads and squeaking toys, as does the child who learns they are no threat to her. Yet while she likes to play with them, she still perceives them as obeying rules she made for her enjoyment. So there still are rules that they can seem to break and frighten her. Yet is she at the mercy of her toys, and can they represent a threat to her? Reality observes the laws of God and not the rules you set. It is her laws that guarantee your safety. All illusions that you believe about yourself obey no laws. They seem to dance a little while, according to the rules you set for them. But then they fail and cannot rise again. They are but toys, my child, so do not grieve for them. Their dancing never brought you joy, but neither were they things to frighten you, nor make you safe if they obeyed your rules. They must be neither cherished nor attacked, but merely looked upon as children's toys without a single meaning of their own. See one in them, and you will see them all. See none in them, and they will touch you not. Appearances deceive because they are appearances and not reality. Dwell not on them in any form. They but obscure reality, and they bring fear, because they hide the truth. Do not attack what you have made to let you be deceived, for thus you prove that you have been deceived. Attack has power to make illusions real, yet what it makes is nothing. Who could be made fearful by a power that can have no real effects at all? What could it be but an illusion, making things appear like to itself? Look calmly at its toys and understand that they are idols, which but dance to your vain desires. Give them not your worship, for they are not there. Yet this is equally forgotten in attack. God's child needs no defense against her dreams. Her idols do not threaten her at all. Her one mistake is that she thinks them real. What can the power of illusions do? Appearances can but deceive the mind that wants to be deceived, and you can make a simple choice that will forever place you far beyond deception. You need not concern yourself with how this will happen, for this you cannot understand. But you will understand that mighty changes have been quickly brought about when you decide one very simple thing. You do not want whatever you believe an idol gives, for thus the child of God declares that she is free of idols, and thus is she free. Salvation is a paradox indeed. What could it be except a happy dream? It asks you but that you forgive all things that no one ever did, to overlook what is not there, and not to look upon the unreal as reality. You are but asked to let your will be done, and seek no longer for the things you do not want. And you are asked to let yourself be free of all the dreams of what you never were, and seek no more to substitute the strength of idle wishes for the will of God. Here does the dream of separation start to fade and disappear, for here the gap that is not there begins to be perceived without the toys of terror that you made. No more than this is asked. Be glad indeed salvation asks so little, not so much. It asks for nothing in reality, and even in illusions. It but asks forgiveness be the substitute for fear. Such is the only rule for happy dreams. The gap is emptied of the toys of fear, and then its unreality is plain. Dreams are for nothing, and the child of God can have no need of them. They offer her no single thing that she could ever want. She is delivered from illusions by her will, and but restored to what she is. What could God's plan for her salvation be except a means to give her to herself? Today's text reading opens with the phrase, "You will attack what does not satisfy, and thus you will not see that you made it up." That's interesting to be aware of. This was touched on in an earlier text reading, and it's something for us to be aware of when we're dissatisfied with how things are in the present moment. We are judging it. We're critiquing it. We are attacking it. We have a grievance about the way it is. We do not feel perfect joy and happiness and peace and gratitude and appreciation. So it makes sense. It also says later on that when we fear something, we have attacked it. Now, A Course in Miracles has said that whenever we attack, we always attack ourselves first. So the first thing that happens is that we view ourselves as weak and frail and vulnerable enough to be dissatisfied or to be afraid. That's the first attack. But when we fear something, we think of it as being in some way monstrous, and things that are monstrous are worthy to be punished. So yes, whenever we are afraid of something, we have attacked it. Today's text reading also says that we made illusions so that we could attack them. They're made of form, they're incomplete, they're imperfect, they're frail and vulnerable the way that we have seen ourselves, which is also an idol, which means it is a thing that can be attacked. It says that when we made them, we were fully aware that the truth was unassailable and could not be attacked. It says the truth is so lovely that we would rush to meet it and embrace it and be embraced by it. A Course in Miracles talks a whole lot about things that we don't remember, and we just have to take on faith that they happened. Or we can choose to take on faith that they happened, rather. It doesn't ask us to have faith in anything, just to try things out and see if they work for us. But it says that we made the idols so that we would forget. The idols would cause the forgetting. Today's text reading also says that we are afraid because we thought the rules that we set up protected us. And now we're learning that it's not that the illusions deceived us or broke rules or mean that reality is chaotic and unsafe. Once again, A Course in Miracles is teaching us we are wrong, and that we are wrong is very good news and something that we can rejoice about and have great optimism about. We were mistaken about what actually makes us safe. So what is this referring to? What are the things that we thought made us safe? We thought that projecting our guilt onto what seems to be outside of us would allow us to get rid of the guilt. We thought that by attacking what was outside of us, we could protect ourselves, and that by defending ourselves and planning ahead, all of these things would protect us from that which we had projected outside. And A Course in Miracles teaches us that the way to be safe is to be defenseless, to forgive, to not plan ahead, but entrust every decision to the Holy Spirit. Indeed, this is not the wisdom that the world has taught us, and we are being asked to try it on and see what happens. Once again, we are reminded of the all or nothing that A Course in Miracles is very consistent about. It says that if we want any one part of the illusion, we make the entire illusion real to us. And that the way to have illusions be completely safe for us, something that we could laugh at the way a child laughs at a silly toy, is to realize that there's nothing in them that we want. And there lies the rub. For I know that I'm not there yet, and I imagine a lot of people who encounter A Course in Miracles are not there yet. From our perspective right now, this dream illusion is all we know. It makes sense that we would want things in what is the only thing that we know. And it feels kind of terrifying to be asked to not have any desire or attachment to anything in that which is all that we know. Yeah, I get it. It's kind of a catch-22. The Course does say that if we are not ready for something, if our resistance is strong, it means we're not ready, implying that there will come a time when we are ready. So a lot of us are here in the illusion, playing the game, being very much attached and enthralled with it until we get to the point where we decide we don't want the game anymore. Perhaps it could be said that A Course in Miracles doesn't have anything to offer to the person who is not ready to give up the game, except perhaps if one is willing to take it on faith that A Course in Miracles is accurate and correct in the claims that it makes, that because of the deep, unprocessed guilt that goes back to the very first decision that was ever made before any of the physical illusion came to be, that all the things we attempt to manifest in the dream illusion will have a worm in the apple, will have a fly in the ointment, spit in the soup, however you prefer to think of it, a monkey's paw in the wish granting, and we'll keep trying and trying to manifest that which we desire. But A Course in Miracles says, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not gonna work. I hate to, rain on your parade, but it's just, you're going to keep trying and it'll work for a little while. But because of this underlying unprocessed guilt, it's always going to go awry. And eventually there'll come a time where you come back and go, okay, you're right, I'm convinced. I'm ready to be done playing the game. I'm ready to do the cleanup song and put away the toys and help everyone else put away the toys. A Course in Miracles suggests that even if we're not quite there yet, we can ask the Holy Spirit to help us if we're willing to have faith, if we're willing to trust that the message is correct and accurate, and if we're willing to keep an open mind. Today's text reading says that when we make this one simple decision that we don't want anything idols have to offer, that mighty changes will be brought about because of it. And the idea is that when we see those mighty changes, we will be convinced that it is true. It has spoken repeatedly of the gap that we perceive between the parts of reality where no gap actually is. It is the gap that we perpetuate by believing in the illusion, by believing in separation. And in that gap, we have, like on the ancient maps, here there be dragons. And that's where the scary things appear that we imagine in the dream. And this says that it's possible for us to perceive no idols in the gap if we let go of our attachments, of wanting to seek our completion in them. If the only completion that we seek is connecting in love to all the parts of the creation by seeking to strengthen our oneness, reaffirm it, forgive anything that is in resistance to that oneness, that all of heaven will support our efforts. We will be supported. We will find escape. We will find release. And we are invited to try it out, to go ahead and put our fears on the shelf. Because our fear is that the dream illusion will go away, that the idols will go away. But the promise is, look, the dream illusion will remain until everyone's been liberated, it will just become a happier dream. So there's nothing to lose. We have this deep-seated fear that, well, if I stop being attached to anything in the illusion, I'm going to lose the illusion, right? And it says, no, it's just that the nightmares will fade and you'll have happy dreams. That's all that's going to happen. That's the promise. It invites you to try it out and see for yourself. It says the gap is empty of the toys and idols when we replace fear with forgiveness. All right, and after we review what is sin in the show notes, we go on to lesson 255. This day I choose to spend in perfect peace. It does not seem to me that I can choose to have but peace today, and yet my God assures me that her child is like herself. Let me this day have faith in her who says I am God's child, and let the peace I choose be mine today bear witness to the truth of what she says. God's child can have no cares and must remain forever in the peace of heaven. In her name, I give today to finding what my mother wills for me, accepting it as mine, and giving it to all my mother's children along with me. And so, my mother, would I pass this day with you? Your child has not forgotten you. The peace you gave her still is in her mind, and it is there I choose to spend today. This is a lovely follow-up to the rules for decision that was in the reading a few days ago, that each day can be the happy day if we follow those steps, and that we can have this day be spent in perfect peace. And with that, happy practicing.